Hey guys, I hope that you are having a great Friday. I hope you enjoyed your week. I am going to read to you today, super short chapter, and then after that I will talk to you about what I would like you to do today for your work. So we are ready for chapter 46 in the book. We just finished the part where Stanley and Zero were in the hole, trying to dig up the treasure. And then they found it, but then they were discovered by the warden, Mr. Pendanski, Mr. Sir. And when they were, telling them to get out of the hole, then all of the, like the yellow spotted lizards were on them. And that's where we ended. So we are ready for chapter 46. 500 seconds later, his heart was still beating. Mr. Pendanski screamed. The lizard, which had been in the cereal box, was springing toward him. Mr. Sir shot it in midair. Stanley felt the blast shatter the air around him. The lizard scurried frantically across his very still body. He did not flinch. A lizard ran across his closed mouth. He glanced at Zero, and Zero's eyes met his. Somehow they were both still alive, at least for one more second, one more heartbeat. Mr. Sir lit a cigarette. I thought you quit, said one of the other counselors. Yeah, well, sometimes sunflower seeds just won't cut it. He took a long drag on his cigarette. I'm going to have nightmares the rest of my life. Maybe we should just shoot him, suggested Mr. Pendanski. Who? Asked the counselor. The lizard or the kids? Mr. Pendanski laughed grimly. The kids are going to die anyway, he laughed again. At least we got plenty of graves to choose from. That makes me kind of disappointed. I actually liked Mr. Pendanski at the beginning of the book. I thought he was actually nice, but evidently not. We got time, said the warden. I've waited this long. I can wait another few. Her voice trailed off. Stanley felt the lizard crawl in and out of his pocket. We're going to have to keep our story simple, said the warden. That woman's going to ask a lot of questions. The AG will most likely initiate an investigation. This is what happened. Stanley tried to run away in the night, fell in a hole, and the lizards got him. That's it. We're not even going to give them Zero's body. As far as anybody knows, Zero doesn't exist. Like Mom said, we got plenty of graves to choose from. Why would he run away if he was getting released today? Asked Mr. Pendanski. Who knows? He's crazy. That's why we couldn't release him yesterday. He was delirious, and we had to keep watch over him so he wouldn't hurt himself or anybody else. She's not going to like it, said Mr. Pendanski. She's not going to like anything we tell her, said the warden. She stared at Zero in the suitcase. Why aren't you dead yet? She asked. Stanley only half listened to the talk of the counselors. He didn't know who that woman was or what AG meant. He didn't even realize that they were initials. It sounded like one word, AG. His mind was focused on the tiny claws that moved up and down his skin and through his hair. He tried to think about other things. He didn't want to die with the images of the warden, Mr. Sir, and the lizards etched into his brain. Instead, he tried to see his mother's face. His brain took him back to the time where he was very little and all bundled up in a snowsuit. He and his mother were walking hand in hand, mitten in mitten, when they both slipped on some ice and fell and rolled down the snow-covered hillside. They ended up at the bottom of the hill. He remembered he almost cried, but instead he laughed. His mother laughed too. He could feel the same lightheaded feeling he felt then, dizzy from rolling down the hill. He felt the sharp coldness of the snow against his ear. He could see flakes of snow on his mother's bright and cherry face. This is where he wanted to be when he died. Hey, caveman, guess what? Asked Mr. Sir. You're innocent after all. I thought you'd like to know. Your lawyer came to get you yesterday. Too bad you weren't here. The words meant nothing to Stanley, who was still in the snow. He and his mother climbed up from the hill and rolled down again, this time on purpose. Later they had hot chocolate with lots of melted marshmallows. It's getting close to 4:30, said Mr. Pendanski. They'll be waking up. The warden told the counselors to return to the tents. She told them to give the campers breakfast and to make sure they didn't talk to anyone. As long as they did as they were told, they wouldn't have to dig any more holes, and if they talked, they would be severely punished. How should we say they'll be punished? One of the counselors asked. "Let them use their imagination," said the warden. Stanley watched the counselors return to the tents, leaving only the warden and Mr. Sir behind. He knew the warden didn't care whether the campers dug any more holes or not. She found what she was looking for. He glanced at Zero. A lizard was perched on his shoulder. Zero remained perfectly still except for his right hand, which slowly formed into a fist. Then he raised his thumb, giving Stanley the thumbs up sign. Stanley thought back to what Mr. Sir had said to him earlier, in bits of conversation he'd overheard. He tried to make sense of it all. Mr. Sir had said something about a lawyer, but Stanley knew his parents couldn't afford a lawyer. His legs were sore from remaining rigid for so long. Standing was still more strenuous than walking. He slowly allowed himself to lean against the back of the hole. The lizards didn't seem to mind. All right, so we are only reading one chapter today. And the reason is I would like you to use the rest of this time. Remember, you have about a 30-minute allotment for each class. And the video was not even 10 minutes long, so that means you have about 20 minutes to use this class period as a work day. Now, I don't want you to just like blow it off and be like, oh, 5 minutes, I was done, easy peasy day. A lot of you have a lot of missing assignments. I've been looking through the grades. There's a lot of red on my grade book, and red means missing. So use this time wisely. Get your stuff done. Get it turned in. If you don't have any missing assignments for me, then work on a missing assignment for somebody else. Just kind of use this time as a study hall. Just use this as like a free gift of time to get your stuff done instead of adding more work onto it. If you are done with all of your stuff, meaning you've turned everything in for my class, I suggest that you look back through and see your grades. If there are assignments that you're not happy with the grade, you are more than welcome to redo it. So if, like on day 3, you didn't get a very good score, go back on there, look at the comments that I left. If you ever missed any points on the assignment, I always leave a comment of why you missed points. So go back, look at the comments, and then correct your work. Those discussion boards, they don't take like hardly any time at all. So you can earn back a lot of points just by simply making a few corrections. So if I were you, I would use this time wisely, catch up on your work, make some corrections if you need to. There are some of you that I sent an email to because you have not turned in work because you did not save it as a Word doc. So please make sure that you check your emails, see if that was you, because I can't grade something if I can't open it. So double check that. And that is it. So please use your time wisely. Oh, if you do correct an assignment, you have to email me or message me and tell me which ones you corrected. So like if you correct day 2 and day 5, just email me and say, hey, Ms. Becker, I corrected day 2 and day 5. Canvas does not send me a notification if you correct something. So unless you tell me, I don't know to go back in and recheck it. So please message me if you corrected something, because I will not recheck it, because I can't recheck literally every assignment for literally every person. So please just let me know. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you later. We are going to finish holes next week. So look forward to that. I will talk to you later. Bye.